Alright, we're doing Planetbase, we're doing the challenges, the Freeman Chronicles, the Solitude challenge, which is only challenging. This is the easiest of the Freeman challenges, but there are still a couple of little glitchy things that you have to pay attention to. Otherwise, you can end up stuck in a loop that you can't get out of. So, we're building the airlock, so it's approximately 2 steps away from the mountains that we're going to be mining. And we're building the smallest oxygen generator because there's only one human being here. And then we're going to build the largest solar panel we can build right off the bat. And the largest power collector we can build. Right off the bat. And then we're not going to build water yet. The reason being is because we want this solar panel and the power collector to get finished while it's still daylight, so that the power collector will have a chance to collect some power, which is going to be important. The glitches that I was talking about, one of them is power loss. If you lose power, every time you lose power, all of your production stops. He stops building robots, the mines stop producing ore, nobody can get in or out of the airlock, so you can't build any buildings. Power loss is a big problem when it happens. So you want to make sure it doesn't happen, especially right now, at the very beginning. Okay, as soon as he starts over here to build this, that's when we're going to start our water. Our water extractor. We still got a little bit of daylight left. Collecting power. All is right with the timing. Now, as soon as he starts over here to build this, we're going to take care of his second necessity, which is food. His first problem is always oxygen, of course. But the second thing he's going to want is going to be food. So, small canteen. There's only one person here. Now he should turn around before going inside and come back to build this. Oh, denied. Let's get a small table in there, drinking fountain. And next thing he's going to be wanting is going to be a bed to sleep in. We're not going to build the bed or the cabin for the bed until after these are built, because if we do that, he'll end up over here building those and then sit down in the hallway and eat a meal, and that's not good. So once the robots bring the supplies in there, he'll build these. Once he starts building these, once he moves towards them, then we'll get the cabin going. Okay. Now we are building a cabin. We're not building a dorm. The reason being is because a cabin, once we put a bed in there, that bed will take care of his morale, his comfort. The second glitch besides power outages is if your engineer gets involved in doing anything other than building robots, you're not going to make it. Robots are going to start breaking down. You're taking too much time. The engineer's not concentrating on what he should be concentrating on. And you end up in a spiral of him running around doing other things. Your robot's breaking down faster than you can build new ones. So, we don't need him watching TV. We don't need him looking at plants. We need his morale, his comfort to be increased by sleeping. He has to sleep regardless. So let that take care of his morale. Okay, let's put a bed in here, and again, we're not going to do anything else because it'll distract him. If this has been timed right, while he's eating his meal, one of the robots will bring in the bioplastic to build the bed, and after he's done eating, he'll build the bed, and then he'll have a place to sleep, and those issues will be taken care of. Speed this up since we already know what's going to happen. Okay, now that he's building that, I'm going to build a mine. Oops, no we're not. We're going to build a large lightning rod, and then we're going to build a mine. We want to get the mine in place so that the robots will have something to do. Right now you have 4 driller bots that are just sitting around doing nothing. Might as well be starting in on the ore, because by the time we get the rest of our buildings done, we want at least a little bit of ore so that we're close to getting a trader coming in so that we can start getting the materials we actually need. Now you'll notice that I did not build a meal maker in the canteen. When the traders start coming in, they come in 3 varieties. There's the blue, and from the blue you get to, whoops, sorry about that. With the blue, you get to buy your semiconductors. There's the yellow, that's where you buy your metal. And there's the orange with a brown stripe, and that's where you get your meals. Meals cost 5. Vegetables cost 5. Steaks cost 5. So you can build a meal maker and buy 3 vegetables for 15 plus whatever percentage they're adding to it, and build 1 meal. Or you can buy 1 meal for 5 It makes no sense to build a meal maker. You want just buy meals straight up. You'll need about 15 meals to get through the whole thing. Alright, now that the mine's in place, we're going to build our large storage. It's one of the requirements. Large storage. We don't want to mess around with anything less than a large storage. Look, you don't need to. You've got enough materials at the beginning to get the large storage in place. We want to get the large storage in place now because we want all this stuff moved in here before it all rots. Not much rot yet, but if it stays out here for like, I think it's 3 days. I think it's 5 days. It's 5 days, it all rots away, and then you lose your spares, you lose your semiconductors, you lose everything. Okay, that's in place. Now build our robot maker. Sorry, we're not going to build our robot maker, we're going to build our robotics facility. The robotics facility is where we're going to start our first major step towards making sure the engineer is not being distracted by things he doesn't need to be distracted by. Because once the robotics facility is in place, we're going to build a bot auto repair. With the bot auto repair and the robotics facility in place, we are now in danger of not having enough power. So, wind turbine, largest possible size. Between the wind turbine and the large solar panel, we should be able to keep this full, or at least not have any power outages. I'm sorry, we won't be able to keep it full, but we should be able to not have any power outages. You'll notice the robot's already here, getting repaired. When robots start breaking down, the engineer has to take time out and, like right now, go into the mine and repair a robot. If they can come up here to be repaired, he's not being distracted. Now we have 6 metal left. We're going to need 5 of that for our landing pad. We're building a landing pad. We're not going to start out with a starport. Landing pads only take 5 electricity, starports take 30. You can get more than enough materials off of a landing pad to finish, to get right to the end of this. The very last thing you build is a starport. Got everything in place, let's go ahead and build our landing pad. We want this to be close to the mine and the airlock. Oops, we don't want this to be that close to the mine and the airlock. And I'll explain why later. Got 10 ore already. don't really need this done until we're at 12. They're working on it now, so it'll be done right about the time we get to 12. You want 12 because semiconductors, if you have 12 and you get a blue chip with 35, 40, or 45%, you can buy 2 semiconductors for 12. To finish the game, you need 6 semiconductors. You need to buy about 15 food and just a whole bunch of metal. Okay, we're at 12, so we're going to leave the landing pad on and open, waiting for our first trader. The bot workshop, you'll notice, costs 2 metal. We don't have 2 metal. So what we're hoping for here is metal, i.e. a yellow ship. But at this point we'll take anything because we're just kind of stocking up on everything that we need. Okay, let's turn the landing pad off so we can save a little bit of electricity. And 11 food. That's going to get us a long way towards where we need to go. 11 food for 90. 65% commission. High price. Probably could have refused this one, waited for the next one to come, because of the 65% commission. But it seems like the more trading you do, the faster you get traders. So I didn't want to throw the first one away. But I wasn't hurting for any supplies at that point, so I could have sent them away. There's a bug in the game. Sometimes the mines, after they're done with their mining, don't actually give you any ore. Prioritizing the mine sometimes will kick that bug out so that you can start getting the ore again. We'll see. It worked? Okay. If that doesn't work, power the mine off, wait a couple of seconds, power it back on, and then reprioritize it. And that'll usually kick the bug out. But you don't want them mining away without you getting the ore that you need to get your trading done. Okay, we're up to 12. Let's get our landing pad up. Ship. 40% commission. Got a little bit of extra coin. So that's 2 semiconductors. We need 4 more. 4 more semiconductors. About 4 more food. And metal for days. Since I know the next thing I have to build, I'm going to go ahead and put that there. That way they'll at least bring in the bioplastic and one of the metals. Still working. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Because at this point I'm going to refuse anything except a solid yellow ship. I need metal. I'm not hurting for semiconductors, I'm not hurting for food, but I need that metal. And we get a solid yellow ship. Wow, that was totally lucky. Since we're about to build our bot workshop. I'm going to prioritize this. It doesn't seem to make the engineer stay in there, but I don't know. Gives him a little extra incentive, maybe? I'm not sure. He still wanders off occasionally and does stuff. Okay, we got our bot workshop. First bot we're going to build is our second step in keeping the engineer at work building robots. We're going to build a constructor bot. The constructor bot will take care of repairing all of the electrical devices. He'll take care of building all the old buildings we're going to build, and leave the engineer manufacturing robots like he should be. We're up to 12 on the ore. Start up our landing pad. Shut down our landing pad. 60% commission, not going to pay it. Dismiss him. Open up our landing pad. See, you hate to see that. If he'd finished the constructor bot, he wouldn't have had to go out there and do that. Oh, one of my robots is down in the mine. I think they come up here and get repaired. Okay, what are you looking at? 40%? Alright, we'll go ahead and buy everything you got. Alright, we don't need any more food. Okay, we got our constructor bot. Now we need another carrier bot. I don't know if you noticed, but he was running around. He's running around right now, picking stuff up and carrying it places. We don't want him doing that if we can stop it. Another carrier bot will reduce that. Reduce his tendency to do that. In the meantime, the landing pad is ready. Or the amount of ore that we have means we're ready to open up the landing pad again. And we got more metal. 60% commission. Gotta pay it. With those 5 metal, gives me 7. Got 4 of these, so I basically have 3 spare, kinda. I'm gonna go ahead and build another mine. That'll give my extra driller bot something to do when it's not being repaired. Now you notice I did not connect the mine to the landing pad. Connected it over here. Reason being is later on in the game, when I'm ready to build the starport, I'm going to scrap the landing pad for 4 metal. Carrier bots seem to build faster than construction bots or driller bots. We want 2 more driller bots so that our mines are operating at near peak as long as one of them's not being repaired. Or 2 of them. But we're going to fill out the rest of it with just carrier bots. Like I said, they seem to manufacture faster. Okay, we got a new carrier bot. Let's get another driller bot so we can take advantage of this second mine. We're up to 12 ore. Let's get the landing pad going. don't need food. He's offering 50% commission I can live with. So now we only need 2 more semiconductors. I'm sorry, we don't need 2 more semiconductors. We have enough semiconductors. Okay, so no more blue ships, no more orange-brown ships. The only thing we need are the yellow ships. At this point, we don't need to wait for 12 anymore because we don't have to buy semiconductors. At 10, we can start trying to lasso a yellow ship. So away. Nope. We need 2 more semiconductors still, because 2 bot auto repairs. We need 1 more bot auto repair, and that takes 2 semiconductors. Thought I had it right. Okay. Turn off our landing pad. Pick up a little metal. It's a high commission, but eh. Extra metal, we're going to start increasing our throughput time. By getting an airlock directly off of the storage. That way they can go from here straight through there to get to the ship instead of having to go all the way around these corners. Alright, at this point we have a choice. We can build our last driller bot that we need, or we can get some more carrier bots in place. I'm going to go ahead and let him build the driller bot. That way the mines will be producing maximum, and then we can just set it on carrier bots and forget about it. That's our 12 ore. Let's open up the landing pad. Shut off the power to the landing pad. 60% commission. It's the last ones I need. I'll take it. Now with those coming in, we're starting to get a lot of robots. So we need another robot, a bot auto repair. Once that's in place, you're going to start seeing 2 robots at a time every so often. And one of the reasons the engineer has had to go down to the mine every so often is because those driller bots are not being repaired quickly enough. Speaking of that, we should be able to take this off of priority now that we have 2 mines. I haven't seen the bug come up when we've got 2 mines in place where it's not counting the ore that's being mined. But we'll watch it now just to check. Okay, we got the ore that we were looking for. Last driller bot, and then it's nothing but carrier bots till the end. Go. Okay, carrier bots. Now this is fire and forget. As long as he's got supplies, he'll finish off. He'll build 4 more carrier bots, and that'll finish that part of the quest, the mission. Landing pad. We need to get that open. We don't need blue. We don't need brown. All we need is yellow. Perfect. The metal we just got, we're going to take care of a potential problem. A lot of times this will actually get filled all the way up, especially when lightning hits. We've got, with all of that we've got in here, this is taking 13 electricity. When this is turned on, it's taking 5, and if we need to leave this on for a long time, this is going to drain out. So, we're going to build 1 more large power collector. That way, like right now, it's completely full. And of course, it just became night, so it's going to start emptying out. But once we get to the next day, this one will start filling up. We'll have a little bit of extra, prevent the possibility of us getting a power failure. What we have here, we have enough to build all of the robots we need. This will bring us up to 12, 15 with that. All we need now is 2 mines and a starport. Mines cost 3 apiece, that's 6. Starport costs 11. We can get 4 for destroying this, so we need 13 more metal. We're up to 11 on the ore. Time to start fishing for a yellow. That's not a yellow. That's not a yellow. That's a yellow. Okay, that's 7 out of the... How many did I say we need? 11, 17, or 13. 7 out of the 13, so we need 6 more. Since we got those coming in, let's go ahead and get our 2 mines built. We don't care where these are because they're not going to ever be active. As soon as they get built, we're going to turn them off because we don't want to use the power and we don't have the driller bots to take advantage of them. Those off. Ore is up to 10. Start fishing for yellows again. There we go. We had 2 robots in there for a second. we can get a yellow as our next ship, we can get the starport built. Ah, denied. If we can get a yellow as our next ship, we can get the starport built before we have our 15th robot. As long as that ship is selling at least 6 metal. Denied. That's not a yellow. Now you may be wondering why I'm not buying robots. For one thing, the size of the ships that we're dealing with, it takes like 25 ore to buy a robot, 30, depending on which robot you buy. Those ships often don't have enough space to hold the robot. There's our yellow. And we got 8. Let's buy them all. Why not? Not so. Okay, we're halfway there on our 14th robot. We're about to get the metal we need for our starport. He's out having a nice leisurely meal. Robots are working themselves to the bone, so to speak. Ah, look at him delivering materials. Shameful. Not that it's necessary, but I want to wait for this to be emptied before I destroy it. It's more of a psychological thing than anything. If you just destroy it, they'll just sit there and you'll be fine. So we're going to recycle the landing pad. We're going to build our starport. I don't think I can build it anywhere up here because all this stuff's in the way. Okay, now this stuff's not in the way. So we'll build that right there. Starport's been built, shut it down. We don't need any more trade. We're working on our last robot. Gotten some lucky rolls on which ships came when. I've had times I've played this through where I've gotten like 6 blues in a row. Very frustrating. Still made it, but very frustrating. I was saying earlier about how many ore robots cost. It's tempting to sell ore for money, build up money, and then you can buy robots that way. But you have to realize that every time you sell ore for money, they're charging at best 35%. Then when you go to buy a robot, you're paying another additional 35% at best. Let's just say 50. So for a robot that costs you 160, you're paying 240 for the robot, and you've had to sell 300 and, my goodness, you had to sell 320, 32 ore to get the money to do that, and that's if you're running at 50%. It takes a lot of time because all the robots have to deliver stuff, and in the meantime you're not getting the ships that you need to get the supplies that you need to finish it off. It's just not good overall. Better off just building the robots yourself. We're at 74% on our last robot. We've got all the material, or all the buildings in place that we need. We didn't have to buy any spares. Didn't have to buy any bioplastic. Plenty of food left over. Buy 15 because it's cheap, and just in case you end up with 6 blues in a row, that'll eat up a couple of meals right there. As far as the initial build for him, this is true for every game that you play with Planetbase. Cabins will take care of your morale issues. So, that was it. We've successfully set up our own mining station without having to buy a single robot. I hope you enjoyed it.